Hello students, and welcome to our next InDesign tutorial. And in this tutorial we are going to pull a photo through text and give it a background. So we're going to make something like this, and feel free to use your photo and your background and make it unique to you. So let's get started in InDesign. So you'll open the template, which it is landscape, and what you're going to do is you're going to create a text box, and in that text box you can see it's Minion Pro. I'm going to make it about 72 points so you can see it, and I'm going to type the word love in all capital letters. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this box larger, and I'm going to make it fit to the pink lines. Remember, anything outside of the pink line will get cut off. So then the next thing I'll do is I'll highlight the text again, and then I will center it, and then I'm going to resize it. I'm going to make it 400 points, and I'm going to change it to Popular Standard, which is a font that has a thick letter, which will make it easier for your picture to put your picture in, and you'll be able to see more of it. So here we are. You have the word love in this big thick font. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that text tool, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to align it in the center because I've already centered my box on the page. And then the next thing I want to go is go back to the text tool. We're going to switch tools a lot, highlight it, and then I'm going to go to type, and then I'm going to go to, actually I think it's object. Oh no, I was right. The first time it's type, create outlines, and I'm going to click off here, and if you look in, and I'll zoom it in, you can see these light little blue outlines. I'm going to zoom it back out so you can see. And then I'm going to go back to my arrow, highlight the outline of the text, and I'm going to file, place my picture. So I have my picture that I want to use, and I'm going to place it, and you can see you can't see it all the way. So I'm going to do fitting, and I'm going to fill the frame proportionally. Then I'm going to take this white arrow and I'm going to move the picture up to where I want it to be, where you can see my kids' faces and they're kind of peeking out from the letters. It's my son's chin, cheek, my daughter's cheek a little bit. I think that's probably pretty good. So I'm going to click off of here, and I'm going to click the whole love next, and then I'm going to go to object, clipping path, and I'm going to do the options, and then from none to detect edges, and I'm going to hit OK. Because what I want to do is I don't like this center part in my daughter's face, so I'm going to Control plus, and I'm going to click on the edges, and this is tricky to do. You're gonna, see, you might edit, undo clear. You're going to make sure that you click and the edges are highlighted, and then you're going to hit delete, and then you'll make sure you click the next set of edges and then delete until all of those edges are gone. So you want to make sure that you highlight it, and if you and get it, and you can see they're all different edges. So this will take some time. I'm going to pause the video while I clean this. Now after you've highlighted all those edges and deleted them, it's gone. So we're going to control minus so you can see your picture, and it looks pretty good. All we have to do is do a couple of things on putting the backgrounds on. So just make sure you take your time with the clipping path, and if you mess up, undo clear. You always do edit undo, and undo clear will take you right back to where you are. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this elliptical background on it. Now when you are in your InDesign tool, you probably have the rectangle tool showing. So if you click on this arrow here, it'll give you the ellipse tool, and you want to draw an ellipse that will go around your picture, and that's pretty good because I can move that up a little bit. And then I want to go over here to swatches, or color, and then swatches, and I'm going to pick this red color. So I want to highlight I want to make sure I'm highlighting, not highlight the elliptical tool, and I'm going to make sure I highlight that, and then I'm going to put the color in. And sometimes it gets a little tricky. Oh, it's putting it in as a stroke line, and I don't want it in as a stroke line. So I'll take that off, and I'm going to hit it as fill, and it fills the color in. So I'm going to take my ellipse tool and I'm going to drag it back over my picture. You can't see my picture, so I'm going to Object, Arrange, Send to Back, and there I have it. And I just have a couple of other little things to do. I want to go back to my text tool, and I want to give my text, or actually I'm going to use the black arrow, and I want to give it a stroke line. So I want it to have about a 6-point stroke, but I don't want it to be black. So I want to change it to paper, which is white. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to do Object, Effects, and I want to put a drop shadow on it. And you can change the drop shadow. I'm going to put a white drop shadow on it and hit OK just to see what it looks like, to see if I like it. I really don't like it, so let's go back to Object, Effects, and I'll do my drop shadow, and I will keep it in black, and I'll hit OK. And then I'm also going to put a drop shadow on the ellipse tool. So okay, and then I'm going to also put it on the ellipse, so that I would hit Effects and Drop Shadow, and I'd hit OK. But yours might be like mine, is these text boxes might be overlapping. So what you want to do is go to the black arrow, and then I want you to move that text box over there, and then highlight that ellipse, and then go back and put Effects, Drop Shadow. And then you'll just hit OK. We're just going to do the standard drop shadow, but for when you do this, you can feel free to play around and make it exactly what you like. So I'm going to click off here, and then I'm going to click on the love on my text, and I'm going to move it over because I've moved it back over. I want to make sure it fits in the screen. And here we have it. There's your finished product. So you're going to do File, and you're going to export it. You want to save it first, so you want to File, save it as an InDesign. But if you're ready to export it, one of the common ways in which you could export it is a JPEG, especially if you're going to print it out. And I'm just going to call it love, so we have it so we can see. And I'm going to hit save. And resolution, you want to change it to 300 DPI or PPI, as far as that is concerned, and then hit export. And it's going to take a second, and it's going to export it as a JPEG, and then we're going to go under and go and look at it, and I'm going to click it open with Windows, and you can see that's how it's going to print. So good luck, and I hope you have fun.